Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. I have to tell you, this offseason has been nothing short of explosive, and the NFL world is buzzing about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC East. And not just any trade, but one involving none other than Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins' star wide receiver. Yeah, you heard that right. Tyreek Hill, a player who's been one of the most electrifying talents in the league over the past few seasons, might be heading to the Washington Commanders. And if this happens, believe me, it could be a game changer for Washington's offense and their road to postseason success. But let's back up a little and give you the full picture, because this isn't just about a single player. It's about power dynamics, team visions, and the future of the NFC East. First, we know that the Miami Dolphins have been in a bit of a turbulent spot lately. After pushing all their chips into the table with this aggressive roster, especially with Tyreek Hill as their primary weapon, things haven't exactly gone as planned. Last season, despite all their star power, they fell short of playoff expectations. And even more concerning, there's talk around the league that head coach Mike McDaniel and general manager Chris Grier might be feeling the heat. They're under pressure to deliver, and with the NFL's ruthless nature, sometimes that means making bold decisions like trading away a player of Hill's caliber. Now, the rumors are swirling that Miami might be on the brink of a rebuild, and that's where Washington comes into the picture. Think about it. The Commanders, under new ownership with a fresh front office, are in a prime position to make a splash. They have a young quarterback, Jayden Daniels, who showed flashes last season, and pairing him with a game-changing receiver like Tyreek Hill could accelerate his development exponentially. Washington's offense, which has been somewhat inconsistent, could suddenly become one of the most dangerous units in the NFC. With Hill's speed, agility, and ability to take the top off defenses in the NFC East would have a nightmare trying to contain him. But what's really interesting is the strategic fit. Washington has been looking for that legitimate number one receiver, a player who can command double coverage and create space for everyone else. Terry McLaurin is a fantastic talent, no doubt about it, but the team has yet to give him a long-term, legit contract extension that cements his role as the unquestioned leader of their receiving core. Bringing in Hill would not only elevate the offense, but send a clear message to the division. Washington is serious about competing now. And with the NFC East wide open, especially after the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles made some notable moves, this could be the perfect moment for Washington to strike. On the Miami side, this move makes a lot of sense too. They're looking at their roster and realizing that to truly contend in the AFC East, they might need to shake things up. Last season, they finished with a record that left a lot to be desired, and it's clear that the team's window might be closing if they don't make changes. The trade of cornerback Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers earlier this offseason was a sign that Miami is willing to shake up their roster. Ramsey, a high-profile player, leaving the team raised eyebrows and signaled a shift toward reevaluating their core. Now, adding Tyreek Hill to the trade rumors adds another layer to the potential rebuild. And let's not forget, Hill himself has been vocal, at least indirectly, about his frustrations. After their season ended last year, Hill made some cryptic comments in the media, hinting that he was ready for a change and wanted to be in a more stable situation. It's not just speculation. League insiders and sources close to Hill have said that his camp quietly explored options during the early stages of free agency. While no formal trade request has been filed, the signs point to Hill possibly wanting out, especially if Miami continues to falter or if the front office signals a full-on rebuild. Now, imagine this scenario. The Dolphins, feeling the pressure to reset and recoup some of their lost draft capital, decide to trade Hill to Washington. In return, they get Terry McLaurin, a talented receiver who's already proven he can be a game changer, and a fourth-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. To Washington, this isn't just about acquiring a star, it's about fast-tracking their competitiveness. They're already looking to improve their roster, and adding Hill would give Jaden Daniels that elite target he needs to take the next step. It's about making that leap from a decent team to a legitimate playoff contender, especially in a division that's wide open for the taking. And let's talk a little about the strategic implications. Washington's new head coach, Dan Quinn, along with offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, would love to incorporate a player like Hill into their scheme. Hill's ability to stretch the field, create mismatches, and command attention from defensive coordinators would open up so many options for the offense. With Hill on the field, defenses would be forced to dedicate multiple players just to contain him, which would create more opportunities for other weapons and open lanes for the running game. It's a matchup nightmare for defenses and a dream scenario for Washington's offensive staff. From a cap perspective, Washington has some flexibility, and they can make this work financially. The team has been strategic in managing their cap space, and acquiring Hill, while not exactly cheap, could be offset by other moves or restructures. Their goal is clear: they want to be competitive now, and they're not afraid to make bold moves to do so. This trade, if it materializes, could send shockwaves through the league and set a new tone for what the Commanders are willing to do to compete at the highest level. Of course, all of this hinges on negotiations, the willingness of Miami to part ways with Hill, and the strategic timing of such a move. But don't be surprised if, as the offseason progresses and training camps approach, this story gains more traction. The NFL is all about bold decisions, and sometimes, a single trade can change the entire landscape of a division. Remember, the Dolphins have already surprised many by trading Jalen Ramsey, and their recent moves suggest they're not afraid to pull the trigger on big decisions. And that's the beauty of the NFL. It's a league where unpredictability reigns, where big names can change teams, and where a single move can shift power dynamics for years to come. If Washington manages to land Tyreek Hill, it wouldn't just be a splash move, it would be a statement. A signal that they're serious about competing, about winning, and about making their mark in the NFC once again. And for us, as fans, it's incredibly exciting to think about the possibilities and how this could shape the upcoming season. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over. As the NFL offseason heats up, keep your eyes on Washington and Miami. This potential trade could be the start of something bigger, a new chapter for both teams and a new power shift in the NFC East. And remember, Washington fans, we're always here to bring you the latest, most detailed updates, so don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your support means everything, and together we're building a community that's passionate about every pass, run, and touchdown. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Hill would be the perfect fit for the Commanders? Or do you believe this is just another rumor that will fade away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis on everything happening in the NFL and especially here in Washington. So stay tuned and keep that passion alive. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come for the Commanders.